6 years ago, U.S. intervention under the Clinton administration, Obama administration rather, helped topple Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi from power. As Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton helped push for that intervention. And then this happened.
That is the land of unconfirmed reports.
Yes, we came, we saw, he died.
Did it have anything to do with your visit?
No, I'm sure it did.
Here she is bragging about toppling the government of Libya. Pretty fun diversion for the Secretary of State. She's bragged about it for years after, but actual Libyans didn't find it as amusing. They've been suffering ever since. In the vacuum created by Gaddafi's fall, an ancient institution, in fact, has been revived: slavery. Glenn Reynolds is a law professor at the University of Tennessee. He recently wrote about this, and he joins us tonight. Glenn, thank you for coming on. This is one of those stories where we just couldn't let it go. You know, you see these politicians make decisions, particularly foreign policy decisions. They declare victory, and no one checks to see what the aftermath is like. You did. Tell us what the effect of this decision was on the people of that country.
Well, it's been a debacle, of course. It goes back to 2003 when we made an agreement with Muammar Gaddafi, the strongman who ran Libya, that if he would give up his weapons of mass destruction, we wouldn't try to overturn him. And we didn't keep that promise. In 2011, Hillary Clinton, together with Susan Rice and Samantha Power and the Obama administration, decided to kick him out of power. They bombed and got rid of him, and as you can see, sort of gloated after he was killed by a mob. And there wasn't much of a plan on what to do next, other than some advice Hillary's advisor Sidney Blumenthal gave her about how to fit this into her presidential campaign plans. And now Libya is torn up with civil war. You've got fighting militias. You had a wave of refugees passing through Libya. A lot of them got stuck in Libya, and now some of them are being sold essentially as slaves in slave markets to work on farms and that sort of thing there. And CNN covered that, BBC covered that, and it became a story last week. And I saw it, and I thought, you know, this is a real mess. I mean, we heard about this, we knew it was bad, but years later, Hillary has sort of gotten off scot-free on this. People don't bring it up, and yet this is a royal debacle.
Of course it is. And Susan Rice and Samantha Power never hold to account for this. But I wonder what effect it has on the countries in the region around the world. I mean, next time we go to a leader, a strongman somewhere, and say, look, you know, disarm and we'll reward you, why would anybody ever follow those instructions again?
Oh, we're ruined for a generation with this. I mean, right now, you know, we'd like Kim Jong-un to give up his nukes,
right,
and he probably wouldn't anyway, but we certainly can't make him any promises he'd believe, because who would?
That's an excellent point. Has there been any soul-searching on the part of the people who did this? They wrecked an entire country and threw the whole region into chaos. Has anyone apologized or said, you know, maybe we've learned something from this?
You know, not really. During the 2016 campaign, in one of the early primary debates when Senator James Webb was still running, he raised the issue with Hillary, and she just sort of blew it off and said, oh, no, it was a big success. I've certainly never heard Samantha Power, who was pushing this as part of an effort to establish a doctrine of international law called responsibility to protect as a justification for intervention. Never heard her say, oh, gee, we kind of blew that. Although you notice that responsibility to protect didn't get brought up again after this.
Of course not. Now they're selling slaves in the market. One of the least impressive people ever to serve at a high level of government. Professor, thank you for bringing this to the attention of our viewers. It's worth it.
Thank you.